Welcome to Juton 3D Studio, where creativity comes alive. Blender's interface is designed to make 3D creation user that at the top you have the menu bar with all the options. On the left is the toolbar for quick access to tools, and on the right is the properties panel where you can adjust setting. The large center area is the 3D viewport where you create and manipulate objects. At the bottom you will find the timeline for animation. Understanding this layout is the first step to working efficiently in Blender. I have downloaded 4 versions of Blender to show you all. I have downloaded version 2.81 and 3.1 and 4.1 and 4.5 of Blender. Since you are new, you might get confused about which version to use. Actually, there's nothing to worry about. Since you dream of becoming a 3D artist, I will open on 4 version and show you to take you to the ultimate level. You have opened and checked all 4 versions, and they are almost the same, so there's nothing to get confused about. Since you are new, I would suggest you use version 4.1. I have set up screencast case for you. I added this add-on just to show you which shortcuts you use and when, so I have kept it for you. Dear friends, this mainly show the mouse actions and any other shortcuts that are used will also be displayed here. Okay, now you can start our main topic. I am Juton Burman. Today I will talk to you about the first step in 3D art. Let's start. Please subscribe to my channel and let's enter the modern world of 3D art. You must remember the edit, reference and modifier setting the most because you will use them the most. You don't need to remember everything else too much. You just need to practice them. Since you are new, you will explain everything in Blender step by step. The class will be long, but it will help you understand. You will talk about everything in Blender and the Blender before, so don't lose focus. Now I will explain to you about file, edit, render, window and help menus. File. To create new project, save often or export files. To create new project, save often or export files. Everything about your work files is here. Everything about your work files is here. Edit. To undo, redo actions, copy, paste and set preference. Render. To turn your 3D model or animation into final image or videos. To see your creation in its final form. To see your creation in its final form. Windows. Window. To open or close different device or windows. To customize Blender interface. To customize Blender interface. Help. Help. To get help, documents or information about Blender. To get help, documents or information about Blender. If you have any problem, you can get help here. Layout. Layout work arrange your objects, camera and lights in the scene. Simple. Organize everything before you start working. Modeling. Modeling, create and shape 3D objects like chairs, cars or characters. Simple. Make the 3D things you want. UV editing. Sculpting. Sculpting and details and shape your model like clay. Simple. Make the model smooth, detailed or artistic. UV editing. UV editing flatten your 3D model to apply texture correctly. Prepare the model to paint texture. Texture paint. Paint colors, patterns and details on your models. And simple. And the look or style to your 3D models. Shading. Give materials and lights so the model looks real. Simple. Make your 3D objects look real. Use color and shine. Animation. Animation makes your objects or characters move over time. Simple. Bring your 3D models to life. Rendering. Rendering turns your 3D scene into final picture or video. Simple. See your work as a real image or video. Compositing. Compositing combine different image, effects and layers after rendering. Simple. Make your final image or video better with effects. Geometry nodes. Geometry nodes use node-based system to create and control objects procedurally. Simple. Make objects automatically using rules and nodes. Now we have roughly discussed the upper part. When you watch all my videos, everything will become very easy for you and you will have no requirements about this. Pay attention and enjoy my class. Now we will discuss everything on the right hand panel. Camera. Camera. Light. Camera. The camera show what your final image or animation you will look like. It is like your house in the 3D world. Whatever the camera sees, that's what you will be rendered in the picture or video. If you move the camera, you change the view of the scene. This is camera point. Camera. Light. This is light. Light and camera. This is scene collection. In the scene collection, everything you do will be stored here. You can also hide objects here. In short, everything you work in Blender will be in this panel. So it is important to remember. For example, if you make a house or a road, everything you create and every type of cue you use will show up in this panel. By practice, you will get used to it. This is hide option. Hide the cube. Hide shortcuts. Keyboard is. S. Ultra S. Editor panel. Properties. Properties editor panel. Editor panel is at the bottom of Blender. It shows different views and tools depending on what you are working on, what it contains and does. Timeline. Timeline for animation, it shows frames and keyframes so you can control movement. Drop sheet. Drop sheet. Action editor, help manage and organize animation keyframe. Graph editor. Graph editor lets you adjust the curves of animation to make movement smooth. Shader editor. Shader editor. Material editor used to create and edit materials and shader. UV editor helps unsharp 3D models to apply textures. Other editors. Depending on the task, you can change this panel to show different editors like geometry nodes, video sequence, sample keywords. The editor panel show tools and timelines to help you create, animate, and adjust your 3D work. Name tool, tool. Contains tools you can use to move, rotate, scale, or modify objects quickly. Render. Render controls what Jai rendered into a final image or video, including quality and setting. Output. Set what your rendered image or videos are saved and file type. View layer. Organize and control different layers in your scene, like hiding or showing objects. Scene. Set the scene camera. Scene. SCE. Scene. Set the scene camera, frame rate, units, and other global settings. World. Control the environment, background color, and lighting of your scene. Collection. Show all objects in the current collection. You can hide, select, or organize them. Object. Adjust object properties like location, rotation, and scale. Modifiers. Apply effects or change to object non-destructively, like mirror, subdivision, or boolean. Physics. Add physics simulation like gravity, collisions, fluids, or cloth to object. Physics. This is physics. Constraints. Limit or control how objects move, rotate, or scale in relation to others. Data. Access object specific data like mesh, curve, or text data. Material. Assign and edit materials to object to give color, texture, and surface properties. Texture. Apply textures on object materials for detail, color, variation, or patterns. Particles. Particles create effects like hair, smoke, fire, rain, or other small moving object in your scene. Simple words make things like hair, fire, or rain appear in your 3D scene. Selectivity and visibility. Controls whether you can select an object and whether it is visible in the viewport. Simple words decide if you can click on the object or see it in your 3D view. Show gizmos. Displays tools like move, rotate, and scale handles on object in the viewport. Simple words shows arrows and circles to move, rotate, or scale objects easily. Show overlays display extra information like grid outlines, origins, and annotations on object. Simple words show helpful guides and details in your 3D view. Toggle X-ray. Toggle X-ray makes objects semi-transparent so you can see inside or behind them. Simple words lets you see through objects. Viewport setting. Viewport setting. Solid shows object with solid colors without textures or lights. Simple words see basic shapes and colors clearly. Paper setting materials preview show object with materials texture and approximate lighting. Simple words see how your materials and textures look in the scene. Viewport setting render show the scene as it appear in the final render with full lighting, shadows, and effect. Simple words see your 3D scene exactly like the final picture or video. Now you are almost at the end of our Blender beginner discussion. Today you will finish this class after talking about a few more things. Now you will go to the main original point. So let's start. Object mode. Object mode is the mode where you work with the whole object. In this mode, you can select the object, move it, rotate it, scale it, copy it, or detail it. You cannot change the shape here. You only control the whole item. It is object mode function. Edit mode. Edit mode options. Object mode. Select box, cursor, move, rotate, scale, transform, annotated, measures, add care. Edit mode. Edit mode is used to change the shape of your object. Here you can move vertex, edge, and face. This mode allows you to make your model bigger, smaller, sharp, smooth, or create new shape. It is the main mode for modeling. Sculpting. Sculpt mode lets you shape your object like clay. It is brush. You can push the mesh, loop it out, smooth it, add muscles, rectangles, or small details. Artists use these mode to create character animation or detailed organic shapes. Vertex. Vertex brush. Vertex paint is used to paint colors directly on the vertices of your models. The more vertices each have, the smoother the color looks. It is useful for queen coloring marks and texture prepares. White print. This is white print. This brush. White print controls how much upon will move upward of the mesh during animation. Blue areas move less, red areas move more. It is very important for character animation, rigging, and smooth bending of arms and legs. Texture print. Texture print allows this brush. Texture print allows you to print textures directly on the surface of the model. You can add realistic details like skin texture, dust, patches, makeup, cloth design, tools, and more. It is used for game ready and realistic models. View. The view menu is used to control how you look at your 3D scene. You can rotate the view to see object from different angles, zoom in to look closely, zoom out to see the full scene, and fan to move the camera sideways or up and down. You can also switch between top, front, right, left, and camera views to work easily in Zoom in. Select. Select. The select menu is used to choose object or parts of a mesh in your scene. You can select all object, deselect all object in part sequence selection, or select specific object. You can also use different selection tools like box select, circle select, or lasso select. This menu help you work faster by choosing adjustingly what you want to edit or move. Add. The add menu is used to insert new object into your scene. You can add meshes like cube, spheres, and planes, lights like point, sun, and spot cameras, curves, text, and other objects. This menu is important because without adding object, you cannot build your 3D scene or start modeling. Example. Object. The object menu is used to control and modify objects in your scene. You can move, rotate, and scale object. You can duplicate object to make copies, join multiple objects into one, or hide object to clean your view. You can also set the original of the object, apply, transform, and change setting like smooth or blot. This menu is very important for managing objects and preparing them for modeling, animation, or rendering. I will end this past class here. In the next class, I will cover Blender settings, modifiers, and different types of tools. After that, you will start from edit mode and go through all the other modes. I will also teach you the special edit reference setting so that you can learn them completely. The second class will be very educational for you, so do not miss it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because very soon you will start entering the world of high quality 3D. Thank you everyone.